Okay guys, this is part 2 of Beginner Lesson 0. I'm going to encompass more on the terminology now and better go over the whole half-step stuff. Okay, so half-step, 1 fret. Whole step, 2 frets. Minor third, 3 frets. Okay, a little bit of theory too before I get into anything. If you can't count to 4 when keeping time, you better learn. It's that simple. There's no excuse. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how a lot of your beginning songs are going to be played. It's going to be in 4/4 time. So, depending on the beats per minute, it can be something as slow as this, or something as fast as this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. When you count ands, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Those and notes are what's known as eighth notes. When you count 1, 2, 3, 4, those are quarter notes. There are 4 quarter notes to a 4/4 measure. There are 2 half notes, 1 whole note, 8 eighth notes, and 16 16th notes. And I'll cut it off right there, just for simplicity's sake. Now there are 4 16th notes into 1 quarter note. There are 2 eighth notes into 1 quarter note, because it's 1 and 2 and. Those are eighth notes. When you count ands, those are eighth notes. Now for 16th notes, it's going to be 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and And those are how you count 16th notes. When a note rings out for, let's say it's 1 continuous note, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a whole note. A whole note encompasses 4 beats. If it rings out for 2 notes, 1, that's going to be a half note. It encompasses 2 beats. If it's an eighth note, it's just 1. It's just an eighth note. It's and 1. You get that little half. It's an eighth note. It's half of a beat. Okay, more terminology. Power chords. A lot of your beginner songs will be power chord influenced. So that's going to be, your basic power chord form is going to be root and fifth. Now, when I say it like that, it can sound kind of scary. All it means is, depending on what type of a tuning it is, let's say you're in standard tuning, you're just going to play whatever is going, so in this case, it's going to be a G power chord. So you're going to play 3rd fret on low E, 5th fret on A. And it sounds like a powerful chord. It's a power chord. It's used a lot in rock guitar. Okay, so that's just boom, boom. And if you can, see if you can get the 5th fret of the next string with your pinky. That's going to be the root, the 5th, and the octave. And it sounds more full because you're getting closer to a fuller chord. Okay? So power chords are your friends, and it's just a very basic shape. Let's see what else. Okay, octave chords. For those of you who want to learn a lot of Blink-182, they do this a lot. Same with the Smashing Pumpkins. Instead of doing the root 5th, you're going to play the same shape, but you're going to skip down one string. So let's say when you want to play an A octave chord, you're going to play the 5th fret low E and the 7th fret D. And how you play that without your A ringing out is you're going to lightly rest your index finger or your middle finger, depending on how you want to play this, against A. That way it doesn't sound like it's what's known as a dead string or a dead note, because you don't hear it. That little flake is going to be drowned out by the rest of the note or chord ringing out. So playing a lot of dead noted chords is going to be something that will be second nature to you relatively quickly, because with playing certain forms of a G chord or maybe certain bar chords, which are an intermediate technique, you're going to want to learn to mute other strings with your fingers fairly quickly. And one thing about the fingers, proper nail care. Trim back your nails on your left hand, that way you're not scratching the fretboard, because that will alter the sound eventually, and it just looks really bad. Play until your fingers hurt really bad and you feel like the nerves are being attacked, and then rest them for a while. Start giving your hand a bit of a massage and push the blood back into your fingertips and try and bring out the ground-in grooves, and then rest your hands for about 15 minutes. And then go back to playing and do this over a period of about 3 weeks, because you have virgin fingers. Your skin is absolutely fresh. So it will hurt a lot when you first start playing. But if you play through the pain, congrats, you've taken your true first step into the guitar world. Your fingers will eventually start peeling, and quite badly around the tips. Don't pull off the skin. Let the strings do that for you, because if you pull off the skin, you're going to make the surrounding area more raw, and it's going to be that much more difficult for you to start playing again. So until you build up calluses, which will take a little while, if you're lucky like me, you'll get calluses within about 2 weeks without having to worry about actual blisters. But I know a lot of guys who get blisters first and then get calluses under them. So if that happens, stop playing for about 3 days and ice your fingertips to make the swelling go down. I wouldn't say lotion your hands, because while that will keep them soft, yes, you want your fingers to be calloused, because it's the only way you're going to be able to play for longer intervals and be able to play faster. The calluses are your body's natural defense, because you are wearing into it. You are wearing and causing minute damage to your body, yes. The calluses are hardened skin, that way you don't hurt yourself. And if you happen to open your fingers and make them bleed, then congrats, you've done what I haven't been able to do yet. I've wanted to do that since I first picked up a guitar, but I haven't yet. It's ritualistic of me. I'll explain. Well, I'm not going to explain that, actually. But if you split open your fingers, stop playing until they heal completely. With your right hand, or in some cases your left hand, you can have your nails, yes, if you're going to play fingerstyle, but I would suggest taking very good care of them. Because if they break on a string, or just even at all, it hurts really bad. I've broken a few nails, and it's not pleasant. But I would say if you're going to let them grow out, don't just let them grow out and get nasty. Clean them, take care of them, and then sharpen them to a bit of a point. That way it'll be like having natural picks on your fingers. And therefore you will get more of a pure sound out of the string than if you would by using a regular plastic pick. For some reason, the keratin and the protein in your fingers just play better. I'm not sure how that works, it just does. Final thoughts. Practice makes perfect. Don't try to sprint when you can barely walk. Take excellent care of your instrument. Take excellent care of your hands. Keep practicing, and when things seem tough, stop playing for a little bit and think about why you aren't able to do what you're trying to do yet. Drill yourself at a very slow speed to where you know you have it. Do not rush when playing. Because if you rush, you're just training yourself to do something in an incorrect fashion, and you will screw yourself for later in life. Okay, those are my final thoughts for Beginner Lesson 0 Part 2. I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope I've cleared up any discrepancies. Okay, guys, let's string up, tune up, and keep rocking. Thanks.